The head-to-head battles are back with a bang. How's it going? My name is JackieFish and welcome to a Shogun 2 multiplayer campaign between me and Pixelated Apollo. This was one of the very first battles we fought as we do progress through the early game of the campaign, and I thought I'd go ahead and bring it to you because this fortress was really cool. We are using the Master of Strategy Overhaul mod, which adds in like 97 new provinces, a ton of new maps, loads of different building chains, units, population, recruitment stuff, diplomacy. It's basically like the major overhaul mod of Shogun 2, which we're using in the head-to-head, and it's just so fun to be diving into because Shogun 2 is a real gem of a game. We've been playing it for I think 30 turns now in the first part of the series, which you can find the entire VOD down below in the description. I'll link it for you if you want to catch up. But yeah, it was just awesome, you know, going back to Shogun 2 and realizing just how much of a polished game it was. And then to use a massive overhaul mod like this has just made the battles and experience really fun. So yes, this battle was one of Apollo's first engagements. He's playing as the Shimazu, who are on their own little island on the far left. I am playing as the Chokasabu. I've butchered that. I know what it is. I'm just drawing a mind blank right now. But I'm playing as the faction to the right of them on their own little island, which will make this campaign really fun because we're both on our own islands, which will mean when we come to fight, having dominant navies is going to be really important. So not only winning land battles, but winning naval engagements are going to be absolutely huge. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. But for now, we are just fighting the AI, trying to carve ourselves out some territory. But in a head-to-head, obviously, the player, the other opponent controls the AI armies, which makes every battle really interesting and exciting. And I mean, yeah, just look at this castle. You know, if this is one of what the kind of smaller castles look like, I am really excited to see the main bigger castles as we progress through the campaign, upgrade our buildings and continue on. It's going to be very exciting indeed. So just to give you guys a little bit of a backdrop to kind of where we are on the campaign map, I'll flip up an image right now. And as you can see, Apollo is currently, he's just recently taken this castle, and now the AI is fighting back. You can also see the really awesome, you know, kind of dense castles scattered throughout the landscape in this mod. It's pretty awesome, you know, there's really lots of strategic stuff you have to try and secure. Obviously, Apollo is in green, and he is fighting the guys in white and gold, and they're sending their soldiers forward to try and reclaim back this fortress. He's already repelled them once, and this is their kind of final assault, so we're going to have to see how well they manage to achieve this, and hopefully this gives you a bit more idea about what's going on in the campaign. Now, obviously, as we get closer and closer to fighting each other, I'm not going to be able to show you guys this as much because I won't want to spoil anything for myself, but right now in the early game, I think it's fine to do this and kind of show you guys a little bit more from Apollo's point of view, just so you kind of get a good perspective of what's really the grander thing going on in this battle, because head-to-heads aren't really, you know, a type of thing to take lightly. Every battle is super important, especially in the Master of Strategy mod as well, when replenishment takes a long time. I think some of these elite units that Apollo has in his army right back here, yeah, the retainer infantry, there's only 80 of them at full replenishment, but they are amazing. They are really good, especially when you're mainly fighting with these militia units at the beginning of the game. I think towards the end of the campaign, we started kind of filtering these dudes out of our armies, but they still play kind of a good role, and their morale is really bad. I think these dudes have something like 9 morale, whereas the retainers have like 18. So almost, well no, they do have 100% more morale, which you'll see but how much of a big part that plays in this battle. So I'm going to be just kind of overwhelming Apollo's forces as much as I can. Like, the one thing I have going for me in this battle is that he doesn't really have a lot of infantry. He obviously does have these katana sword garrison and these katana retainers, but besides that, he only has a handful of Yarashigari and just a ton of missiles. So if I can whittle down his missiles, I'll be in a very better spot. But these missiles are doing a lot of damage right now. I'm climbing the walls though, which is going to kind of prompt Apollo back, and my reinforcements are finally turning up as well, which is kind of why I initiated the assault. I have managed to catch a unit or two of these bowmen right here. Another thing as well to keep in mind, that Apollo's katanas are like the best in the game as well, because he's playing as the Shimazu. They kind of tend to have the best swordsman and the cheapest swordsman in the game. whereas me playing as the Chikasabi Seibu, had better bowmen. So it's going to be, again, really interesting to see how that one does play out. But yeah, my militia are just being pounded because now Apollo is going to be falling back his formation. Is going to then allow his second line of bowmen. And he has Yumi retainers here as well. Yumi retainers, probably. Yumi retainers here. And again, these guys are amazing. You get, I think, one of each of these dudes in your army. So you get a cavalry variant, bow variant, a gun variant, and a katana variant. And if you lose them, you can't recruit them for a long time. And I think the katana variant I just got at the beginning or the end of the last live stream, I could start recruiting them as my bowmen start harassing these archers as they flee back inside the second layer. And they take something like 6 turns to recruit. So if I can kill this unit, not only will Apollo not be able to re-recruit it unless he has the buildings and the technology unlocked, it will then take him 6 turns. So there's a lot of stake. Even though, you know, I don't really have the quality to storm this fortress, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to be able to inflict some serious damage on his army. You know, if I can wipe out a few of his important retainer units, they're going to not be easy to bring back. And you never know, I might be able to win this even with the lack of quality, because I have a fair amount of bowmen I'm bringing into the battlefield. My swords, or my kind of glaive infantry, my Yari militia, are now over here. I just need to try and get my infantry over this second layer of the walls. But I mean, this trench is just, yeah, deadly. Really, really hard to break my way through this. But if I can get my soldiers up onto the wall and silence these gunners, it'll be amazing, because obviously if Apollo has to bring back his gunners and allow me to, you know, fight his infantry on the walls, then that'd be really big. But yeah, right now, it is not really going too well for me. Just the superior firepower is going to be hard. But keep this in mind as well, you know, once we unlock, you know, as we get through to the mid to late game, we'll have infantry able to quite calmly, like, break their way through these formations and these defensive barriers. And I'll be able to do a much greater job at assaulting his fortresses. And obviously, if we get cannons unlocked as well, cannons will be able to bombard these positions for some time and, you know, force it so he can't just clump up right here. But I mean, right now, he's doing everything in his power to keep his army alive, because I believe this is also his daimyo as well. So if he loses that, that'll be crazy important, giving a massive loyalty debuff to the whole rest of his units. So again, I'm just trying to pour in more and more of my infantry, but it's proving, you know, difficult. Oh yeah, over here as well, Apollo had 2 units of Yarishigari he had reinforcing, who weren't actually inside the castle, and I've managed to secure this gate for myself, so he can't actually bring them in. He's going to have to climb up his own walls if he wants to bring these guys in. And they're exhausted as well, because they've been running from, you know, all the way over here through this awesome map. I mean, look at this. It's like farming fields and rice fields and stuff just scattered down. It really is just amazing map creation by the mod team. I think this is a separate, like, sub-mod to the Master of Strategy, but it's really good nonetheless. Really, really awesome. So I'm really trying to break my way through here, but my infantry is just not solid. I need to get my bowmen to bear, which is what I'm finally doing now. These bowmen are, you know, launching their arrows, because I think I have like 6 or 7, maybe 6 units of bowmen. And I love the way that the arrows just fly, like they just swoop down and then find their targets. So whilst my infantry is holding this formation, I'm going to be, you know, bombarding Apollo's position with all the arrows. And we do have some rules as well, just like common courtesy. Like, what I could have done in this battle is just use my bowman to, like, shoot him to pieces and then attack 20 minutes later. But, you know, like, I just don't think that would have been a fun way. Like, we try and make these battles realistic, but also fun. So I'm going to assault the position whilst using my bowman in kind of contingent. I'm not just going to, like, oh, if all my infantry dies, I'm not just going to sit there and shoot him to pieces and stuff, you know. Obviously, I'm going to be trying to win as much as I can, and if I feel like it's justified for me to do something, I will do it. But again, you know, the main thing is just to make these battles as fun as possible, whilst also making them feel like an army would actually do that, you know. So hopefully these battles do kind of provide themselves the most enjoyment. So I do bring in more of my bowmen inside of the city now as well, getting kind of a closer vision on his archers. And I'm really, I think, trying to focus down these retainer units, because if I can kill these guys, I mean, just look at them. They're much more skilled than my infantry. So the more of these dudes I can kill, the better. Continuing to harass this. I also managed to secure myself this tower, I think, which then starts actually working in my favor. I actually did have one unit of retainer guns as well. Unfortunately, though, we're not really in a good position, you know, to return fire onto Apollo's line. And he's got more bowmen hitting me as I continue just to try and brute force my way across here. And the amazing thing about the Yumi retainers as well is even the bowmen are better in combat than the militia and stuff. So even though these guys are bowmen, their equipment and their training just makes them so much better. They can hold off against these guys. And their morale as well. I think at least the bow militia or the Yumi retainer bowmen have like, I don't know, 16, 17 morale. Again, it's just such a big difference. Especially when you're under heavy missile fire and everything else. It really does come in big. Something I didn't really realize and think of right now, but I noticed when I was casting this replay just now, is that what I should have done, because Apollo has a lot of guns here, right? What I should have done is I should have put my bowmen behind these houses so they can get a great arcing shot down onto his infantry, but his guns can't effectively shoot me, because obviously right now he is going to start focusing down this unit of bowmen right now. And do some serious damage because they're out in the open. But if I wanted to stock my bowman behind this house, I don't think he would have been able to shoot me. So I guess when it comes to me and Apollo actually fighting and I'm not commanding the AI army, that's going to be a pretty big thing. You know, if I ever come to fighting on this fortress when I invade, or if I invade Apollo's island, you know, having tactics like this is important. So really feeling out your opponent is important. Apollo has now brought up his infantry into the castle, the reinforcements, and at this point it's not looking great for me. As I said, if I just have bowmen left and like there's no way for me really to assault this in a layer, I am just gonna fall back and retreat. There's no point me just sitting there and shooting him for a time when there's literally no way I'd be able to win. But he does also have infantry out, so, you know, it is kind of his job to send stuff out and stop me from this. But, you know, if I feel like there's no way I'm going to take this, I can just, like, at this point, I feel like I have no infantry left. I'm going to retreat my generals from the field of battle and maybe keep these guys around and rout them at some point in the future. Because the battle is lost. Apollo has held on. But, yeah, this army wasn't really capable of taking out this fortress. They needed, like, at least some Yari infantry to have the morale to stick it out as I move over. And the amount of missiles Apollo had in this battle just made it brutal for me to climb these walls and actually initiate the siege battle. So, yeah, not too bad. I did manage to rout. Like, I feel like I've done some serious damage to his infantry. I managed to kill a lot of his Yari militia. And as we said, like, the replenishment is brutal. There was a point on my side of things where I was campaigning against one of the factions, but then winter arose for three turns, I think winter is, and it was a harsh winter. And basically, if you go into enemy territory, you take attrition. So I had to basically just sit inside my castles for 3 turns whilst on campaign, because I couldn't advance through the harsh winter. And I think that's just so cool. And it meant replenishment was really hard. I think some of my Yari retainer units spent, like, I think, you know, maybe 5-6 turns on replenishing. So every bit of damage I did to Apollo's army here is great. However, this is like this faction's last stand right now. Yeah, one of my generals. I did commit one of my generals. He committed bravely to the fight. I have retreated the main general though right over here. They are going to be falling back. I think this general also, yeah, he was in the previous siege battle, which you guys aren't seeing. That's why there's only 10 of his units left, and he's getting out of there. But I feel like I've done some serious damage to Apollo's line. And this is going to take him a while to replenish. He's going to have to rebuild his armies and stuff. So it's not all bad. However, as I was just saying, I think this is the faction's last, like, real push to stay alive. And Apollo will kill them. As he continues on in his conquest of these islands. And that's going to basically secure Apollo the entire south of his island, really. He's going to have 6 pretty strategic castles, which he can then develop, and he has very good trade resources around him as well. So he's in a very good situation, whereas I'm in a little bit more of a precarious spot. There's a lot more factions, and my island is smaller. So because of that, you know, it's going to be hard. Yeah, Apollo, but then again, Apollo has now secured his southern half, or his southern part of his island. However, the factions to the north of him are much bigger, whereas I've got a lot of smaller clans scattered around. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting campaign as we continue on. And I don't know if I mentioned this. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but But we do stream these battles every Tuesday, or these campaigns every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. GMT, so it's a little bit later. But make sure you tune in, and we do it right here on YouTube, both on our YouTube channels. So be sure to tune in. Because they are a ton of fun, and me and Apollo are just enjoying. Shogun 2 is just such a great game, especially with the Master of Strategy mod as well. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. But yeah, it was a close defeat. I think I inflicted some good damage, so I'm happy with it. Considering I'm just using militia, it's all good. And also, guys, oh my god, the next battle that I have for you guys, which you'll probably see sometime in the next couple of days, it is a like 10,000 man battle. And keep in mind that we are only like 30 turns into the campaign where we left off on Tuesday, and we already had like a humongous battle. I mean, it's mainly just militia, but it was still just such a crazy ass battle. It was yeah, it was insane. So I highly recommend you guys keep an eye out for that battle, because yeah, we had some huge battles. It's got like helms deep weather as well, and it basically is an all or nothing for my faction. It's from my point of view, I'm attacking the AI. And I've got like, this is like, if I lose this battle, it's going to be crazy. I kind of have the superior units, but Apollo just has numbers, and he has the high ground as well. And you know what Obi-Wan would say if he saw that battle. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. But taking a look at the kills, let's take a look at the kills on Apollo's side. Holy crap, 522 kills on his normal gunners. That's insane. His retainers as well, all up here with a couple hundred kills, and not really losing too many men. Luckily, I managed to do a lot of damage to these guys, but nothing too crazy. Then over on my side, yeah, just my bowman did okay. I just did not have the quality. My infantry got slaughtered. Look at that. There's nothing much I could really do, though, because obviously the AI attacked him, so I had to just be aggressive and go for it, and he had the defensive position and the missiles to boot. But killing 1,000 men isn't too bad. That's going to slow him up. That was 50% of his army, so hey, I'll take that in a battle, in a siege battle with crappy units. That wasn't too bad. So yes, I'll see you guys on the next one. Be sure to tune in to the next live stream, and fish out.